for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It does look really interesting, but I have some thoughts. And I realized that I never finished Odyssey because it got pretty grindy, like to the level of like exhaustion. I did get pretty far in it, but we're gonna log in and see how far I've gotten, and we're gonna talk Assassin's Creed and my thoughts on the new game, I guess. So to start, I had to re-download the game because we haven't played it in a while, so there was no point in taking up space on our console just to have a game we don't play, especially since this is a very large game file. So first thing, it is interesting that with Valhalla, yeah, okay. So since I'm looking at the screen here and I can see both Alexios and Cassandra, the first thing I noticed was how it did the... Oh, wow.
Are you sure that's Alexios and Cassandra?
On the front? On the main screen?
Are you sure that's not just Alexios with Poseidon? Because it looks like Poseidon.
No, not that picture. I was talking about this one back here. The one that's in the background.
Oh, the one where it shows them.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a couple game saves here. One's from my husband's and one's from mine.
When's the last time I played this? Oh, last year?
Well, because I'm looking at manual saves. So your manual
I look
save
by level.
1.
I'm pretty sure on the higher level.
Well, no, your manual save 1, I'm manual save 2, and yeah, so apparently I'm getting there. But anyway, how am I missing? Yes, I guess download the missing content. Oh my god, really? You didn't just do it? It says it's installed.
Oh, that's just showing you all the packs and whatever.
No, it said that I have to download them to play the game.
That's weird.
Okay, it says installed, owned.
Oh, I think some of the ones came out after I stopped playing.
God.
So there might be a couple ones that aren't downloaded. Oh, so it's all broadcasting audio?
Yeah, it's still doing audio, it's just not doing my video. So you guys can hear me. I'm sorry, I have to apparently download this DLC crap.
Might as well go to the game page and see what's all available.
2.7 gigs? Jeez. Okay, well, we're getting that. We're getting that.
They didn't go over.
Huh?
Just go over to the game page.
Well...
Over.
But it tells me all what I need right in there.
Oh, okay.
So, there's no point in, like, see it's all right here. Wow. Oh boy. Okay. Installed. And owned. Wow, they added a lot of stuff, didn't they? Owned. Oh my god. Owned. Okay. Judgment of Atlantis. Oh my god, there's so much. Okay, can't get that one right now. Okay, why can't I get those right now? Regardless, let's see, packs. Wow, look at all this new stuff that you can get that is completely useless. Okay, some of it's kind of pretty though. Gear. Just making sure that
Oh, that's just the individual ones?
yeah, I'm just looking. Ships. Wow. Time savers. You know? Sometimes. But I didn't level skip in Final Fantasy XIV. I didn't story skip in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not paying real money for this crap. I mean, I already paid real money for the game. all that stuff should be downloading. Let's see if it'll let me load. I need first played episode 1. Yes, download the music picture. How come? I could have swore. I just gotta wait for it to download, I guess. This stuff is all downloading. Let's just check real quick. Oh boy.
You go into it, and then pause like one so that they don't.
Yeah, because I need to options. No. How do I
Just
pause. Okay.
Yeah.
Pause.
I'd probably pause the bottom ones first.
Well, I need this one first. Or no, I need. It's not even downloading the one I need, I think.
Yeah, pause the ones that aren't going first. And then you could just concentrate on one at a time and it'll go faster. That's already
Okay,
so just no, go back up.
Well,
And then unpause that one.
Well, that's not the one that
I know, but it'll download faster.
But I wanted to download the one that I needed to start the game. Which is that first one?
Yeah, that was the first DLC stuff. The Legacy, the first play. That was the first stuff.
So it says episode 1 Hunted is what I need to start. Is it already downloading? Ah, yes. Slowly. Okay. Slowly. So while that's downloading, because apparently I need that to play, what was I saying? Yes, the getting to choose to play as either Alexios or Cassandra. It was cool, it was fine, it didn't really change anything. It was kind of annoying how they were like, okay, well, the way that the game is supposed to be played is with Cassandra, but then they made all the trailer stuff depicting Alexios. But then they did the collector's edition Cassandra. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. But now they're doing it again with Valhalla. Like, you watch the trailer and it's like the super cool cinematic trailer, and then you go to look at the collector's edition and you're like, okay, wait, who's this female Viking? And then you realize that they have the same name, and then you like Google it and you realize that you can play as Ivor as either male or female, and it's like, okay, I guess it's not really immersive because it doesn't really change anything, but I mean, RPG, whatever. But the fact that the only collector's edition you can get is the female one, unless you get the separate statue. But then if you like read some of the like rumors and lore, it's again supposed to be played with the female character with the option of the male character. But then all the trailers are of the male character. And it's like, I'm not going all like SJW or like feminist or anything on that. It's just, if it's supposed to default to the female character, why did you go out of your way to make the trailers for the male character? It just feels like kind of like pandering at this point, you know, like they're really trying to backtrack from all those years ago, being like, oh, well, it's just so much harder to make a female character. I mean, no, you've done it, but I don't know. It just feels weird. It just kind of gives me like a weird vibe to start with this new game.
Boobs are so hard to animate.
Boobs are so hard to animate, but I mean, whatever. It's like, I'm getting more riled up about it than I need to because it doesn't really matter. But it just seems like really weird pandering. It's like, if it's supposed to be female character, why didn't you just make it a female game? Like, why didn't you, like, just make it a female lead and then make that a game? Like, I mean, Ezio, you didn't have a different choice to play Ezia. Like, I mean, and, like, obviously games change, and, like, they're making it more RPG, and, like, I guess in theory it's more immersive if I can play as a woman, but I guarantee you most of the people that play, like, Final Fantasy XIV, whether they play a male or a woman or a female, they're probably males playing female characters. I mean, most males that I know that play a female character, so that doesn't really matter. So, like, for immersive wise, it's just, I don't know, it just seems
Well, it's kind
weird.
of annoying with like the Assassin's Creed games. They usually are story driven, but like because of having to choose between one or the other, whether it be the man or the woman or anything else, it makes it like, oh, the stories doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's like, I like the story. I'm a slut for story. Like, I want to know all kinds, but it's like, if the story is the same playing as either a male or a female, then I guess what's the point? Like, I mean, like, okay, in Skyrim, I typically play a female character just because I don't like the male presets, but it doesn't really matter. You literally never see yourself. They use the pronouns and stuff, but, like, it changes more how people interact with you, whether you're a vampire or a werewolf, than it does if you're a male or a female.
Well, like when I was on my run, I was even thinking about it too, about like, when they would actually utilize the like the person's being as a thing. Like even thinking about like when they did Assassin's Creed Liberation with what's her name? Aveline de
Grandpa.
de
Grand Prix.
Yeah. When they did it with her, and they utilized both the fact that she was a woman and black by having the persona thing, where it's like, oh, you can sneak into certain camps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by using
by like being in the slave costume and holding the crates and walking by guards, or you could use the lady persona and dress up in like the hoop skirt and just kind of enchant certain member dudes to go fight for you while you snuck around the back or something. Or if you played as the assassin, you could use that or that version of it. But like the idea that it's like,
hey, what's up?
But like the idea that they, as I said, like with Odyssey, it's not like if you play like the areas where you're playing with Amazons that they're gonna treat you differently as a woman as Cassandra than if they treated you differently as a man as Alexios.
So in that one quest though in Odyssey, where you're dealing with like the Huntress clan, like where like she wants you to kill her.
Yeah.
Like you could still do that as Alexios, right?
I'm pretty sure. I didn't see anything that was different. Like I also played as Cassandra, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. We both played as Cassandra.
But by the way the mechanics work in that game, I don't feel like they're gonna have like such an adverse thing where they'd be like, he's a leader of our clan, Cassandra, and they'd be like, oh, fuck you, Alexios, we're gonna stab you for having a dick.
Yeah. Well, and like it would be interesting if it did change things for Valhalla, if like you played as a female character and then like it opened up different avenues of alliances and stuff, because apparently it's going to be world building and like building alliances and trying to like basically conquer. I can't believe I have to download all this stuff first. Seriously. Wow. Yeah, so sorry, what I'm doing is I'm trying to do this game save, but at one point we deleted the game off the system because we didn't really play it. And so I re-downloaded the game, but apparently to play this game save, even though I haven't started any of those add-on quests that I know of, I have to download everything before I can even play. So I was just using that time to go on about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which the trailer just dropped today. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I Like, I wish while that's downloading I could, like, pull up the trailer or something. Maybe I can't. Will it, like, freak out if I, like, try to,
I don't think it'll let you necessarily.
Hmm.
Like, unless they already have, like, some kind of pre-order thing on the store.
Maybe.
But I don't think that they'll cast YouTube through your camera.
Yeah, probably not. Huh. Interesting. Anyway.
Also, I think you'd have to download YouTube because I'm pretty sure we took it off here too.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. We have to wait and see what Valhalla even... Like, because, I mean, just reading, like, what it says for... Let's see. Because, like, this one article is talking about the freedom of choice, and it's like, okay, but is it really, like, choice, or is, like, the same stuff gonna happen, like, no matter what you choose? Because that was another thing that was kind of annoying about Odyssey, is, like, oh, okay, you helped them fight, and then you turned it from, like, land of Athens to land of Sparta. But then you can go back and then fight it again and make it, like, switch allegiances.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter if you had one allegiance or
another. Do you
another.
want blue grease or do you want red grease?
Yeah, exactly. So... You are Ivor, okay. Okay. Like, it looks beautiful and everything, and obviously, like, it's the first trailer that has come out, so we don't know everything. But yeah, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla will star Ivor, a Viking raider and clan leader. Players can choose to play as female or male Ivor, and will be able to customize her or him with a selection of hair, tattoos, clothing, warpaint, and gear. Traditional open-world action-adventure gameplay, and it'll build on that foundation with raids, settlement building, and expansion, and political influence. So, political alliances, combat decisions, and dialogue choices can influence the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so players must choose wisely to protect their clan's home in the future. That makes me feel like whether you choose to be male or female should have some effect on it, because, I mean... the whole thing with, like, Assassin's Creed is it's supposed to be, like, historical fiction, so, like, historically accurate, but in, like, a fictional sense.
Kind of.
Kind of. In theory, you know what I mean?
Look at my horse.
Look at my horse. Yeah, because it says, driven from Norway by endless wars and dwindling resources in the 9th century AD, players will lead Ivor's clan of Norsemen across the icy North Sea to the rich lands of England's broken kingdoms. Players must carve out a new future for their clan, reliving the ruthless fighting style of Viking warriors with a revamped combat system that includes the ability to dual-wield weapons against a greater variety of enemies than ever before. To secure resources, players can lead raids to select locations using their longship to earn much-needed riches and supplies. As the Vikings begin to settle in their new home, they encounter resistance from the Saxons, including King Alfred of Wessex, who denounces them as heathens and looks to be the sole ruler of civilized England. Against all odds, Ivor must do what is necessary to keep Valhalla within reach. Okay, so it's like, it sounds really cool. Again, like I said this morning, I don't understand how they're going to intertwine the Assassin's Creed, like, the Assassins, and, like, the first civilization, and all of that stuff.
In all fairness, they didn't really do that with Origins or Odyssey either.
Well, Odyssey, I mean, it was all about the first civilization. Like, you're the blood of the first civilization.
Well, I get that point, but I mean, like, if we're assassins, why are we going to raids and combats and big grand-scale fights and
because it was game mechanics, yeah.
But it's like it kind of drops off. Where it's like I get it, it's supposed to be in the world of Assassin's Creed and all, but
yeah. Well, and like, was it Odyssey that talked about like Adam and Eve and how they stole the apple of Eden to liberate the slave people?
Oh no, that was like Assassin's Creed 2. Because remember...
Where they actually showed the scene of them jumping out the glass?
Yeah, because you have to get those glyphs.
See, and that was so interesting. And then they killed Desmond, and then they killed Lucy, and then they just kind of stopped there.
The only thing that they even kind of take away from that is they address, like, Rebecca and Sean every so often.
Which I don't care about them.
I just feel like that's their only way to be like, this is a good continuity. And it's like, why? Because these two people are in it?
Well, and then they have Desmond's body.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Well, that was supposed to be the whole launch point of, like, 4, is that they're using his...
That was 4?
What?
That was Black Flag that launched that? Like, showing his body?
Yeah.
I thought they... So they didn't have anything to do with Desmond in Origins or Odyssey? Or...
No.
Oh, really? God, it's been so long. How long have we been playing Assassin's Creed games?
So 4 was, like, the first game without Desmond. So then there was, like...
Well, 3.
No. 3 did. Because remember, that's when he goes to the Temple of Juno and then kills himself. Remember
I thought 3 was Native American.
Yeah, but Desmond. Are you talking about Ezio?
No, I'm talking about 3 as in Connor.
Yeah, remember because you start off the game and you start having a weird little glyph thing, and then you start playing as Hatham.
Yeah, but then you play as Connor, not Desmond.
Yeah, you play as Desmond. Desmond is the guy that's in the Animus.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. They never really showed you.
Yes, they did.
Well, they did, but, like, not... Like, in 2, you actually jumped in and out of the Animus a lot.
You did. In 3.
In 3?
You didn't play 3. You barely watched it.
Hmm.
You didn't like 3 at all.
I didn't. The gameplay mechanics were terrible.
It was a little bit wonky.
I don't like it at all.
Yet again, I was...
Okay, but 3 is where you... Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where you actually, like, sacrifice your body to Juno to stop the impending doom that is 2012 or whatever the fuck it is.
But you unwillingly sacrifice your body to Juno.
No, you do.
Okay, but then it fixes that. But then what happens to Juno, and why wasn't Lucy the one?
They don't explain that.
Exactly, they don't explain that, and then they just start telling you more stuff about the first civilization. You're like, okay.
Well, and then in 4, you start off as this, like, faceless protagonist that just is using an Animus and Abstergo.
Oh yeah, and then you're like the sage, like the descendant.
No,
of the
you're
sage.
not the sage. The sage is still living, and he's the one that...
Oh yeah, and trying to bring Juno back.
Yeah, but then he gets killed by Abstergo, and...
And then what happens to Juno?
Juno's, like, somehow in the computer systems or something.
So, what happens to Juno in Origins?
They don't acknowledge her?
They don't... Yeah, because I guess Origins is literally just...
Origins is like
the founding of Assassins.
It's the formation of the Assassin Brotherhood. It has...
Nothing to do...
Not really much to do with the...
So they don't know anything about them and about the first civilization and stuff? Other than crawling into the temples and stuff.
They still believe they're still in the idea of the Egyptian.
God. Well, I mean, they all have their own gods.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still in the Egyptian god set. They think that the world's all, like, you know, done by Ra and Anubis and all that other shit.
Well, I mean, even with Odyssey, though, like, they learn that they're the blood of first civilization, right? That's what their bloodline is?
They're
descendant of... So is Pythagoras... Pythagoras? He's descendant of the first civilization, and then he's your father, right?
Yes. And so is your mother.
Your mother's also descendant.
Yeah.
They got together to make descendant babies.
Yes.
Okay, but the first civilization were, like, giant, weren't they, compared to the human slaves?
They never said that.
Well, when they showed them side by side, they looked like... Because we were, like, created in their image. Or, like, the humans
Yeah, but they always had, like, a weird incongruity of, like, showing them, like... Either they're showing them as towering beings, or they would just show them as normal people stature. Because, like, if you remember right, when...
So it's, like, was it, like, one of the first civilization having sex with a slave because they were, like... Ooh, this is naughty, or were they, like, trying to, like, make a new race to, like, save themselves?
I think it was something along the lines of Adam and Eve stealing the apple and taking that as the knowledge. Because, like...
And then they became the first civilization?
And liberating the slave mentality from humans.
So wouldn't technically all humans have the blood of the first civilization, since they were all made from the image of the first civilization?
Kind of, but it's in that weird kind of God way where, like, you know, God made the angels and humans, and it's like, so, you know, we're kind of like angels, but we're not angels because angels are supposed to serve humans, but humans have less power or whatever.
Oh my god.
This is probably going to be a bit.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit because that's taking forever. Okay, so this is going to take forever to download, and I'm not just going to like have you guys stare at a freaking loading screen for this. So hopefully you enjoyed some of the ranting that we had about Assassin's Creed. I'm probably going to get on like Wiki and like try to remember some of the stuff because
By watching YouTube overviews.
yeah, it's been a while since I've played some of the other Assassin's Creed games, and as you can tell from this one, the last time I played was May 11th of 2019.
And I don't feel like you played a lot of them to the extent I did.
No, well, I mean, I played 81 hours of this, and then you played...
Yeah, but I mean of the entire
you
series.
played 94 hours.
Because I know there's like 2 games I definitely played that you've never even touched.
Yeah, I didn't play 3 at all.
Or Rogue, or Liberation. Didn't really touch 3.
Yeah, but Rogue and Liberation didn't really have anything to do with the First Civilization either.
Well, yeah.
Sort of?
Yeah. At least they had some stuff to do with the tiffs of the Brotherhood versus the Templars.
I don't give a crap about. Because, like, what... That's another thing. Okay, so it's like the First Civilization was there. They made humans to be, like, their working slaves or whatever.
Yeah, they're sentient.
And then Adam and Eve decided to take the apple to give knowledge to the humans so that they didn't have to be slaves. So now it's like the Templars are on the side of the first civilization and think that they should be the first civilization and take the knowledge and choice away from all the other people.
Yeah.
And then the assassins are like, nah.
Assassins are about the chaotic free choice versus...
like, being like, no, Adam and Eve took the knowledge for us, so we should keep it.
Whereas the Templars were on the side of like, oh, you know, we need to
but they're
have
not even,
one
like,
single mind of...
They're not even the first civilization, so why do they get to use... I mean...
Well, why does anybody want to be subservient to anybody? Think about politics right now.
I know. I know. The Templars are douchebags. But anyway. Yeah, I'll be back later to rant some more once I remind myself this is all downloaded. Bye.
Probably once you stop broadcasting, it'll probably